Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match preview. Chelsea versus Everton. It's a big game. They're all big games now. Every game's a big game now. But this is a big game. This is a big game. Another away game against one of our top four rivals.
Fact at the moment.
Fact, isn't it?
It's factually
correct. Factually correct. Yeah. One of our top four rivals. And, yeah, big game.
It is. Obviously, they won at Anfield to go back above us in the Premier League. And we've got the opportunity to leapfrog them again if we beat them. And it's been a while since we won at Stamford Bridge, 1995. Surprised they haven't made a bed sheet with it. Other clubs seem to like doing that. But it's an opportunity. It's a tough game. Obviously, Thomas Tuchel's come in and tighten them up. Like Frank Lampard, they were decent under Lampard anyway, but they were more attacking, I think. Tuchel's come in and I think if they keep a clean sheet on Monday, it'll be the first manager for a number of years who've kept 5 clean sheets in his first 5 home games. So yeah, it's a big ask for Everton, but Everton have been excellent away from home. Won 9 out of 13 away games, which is incredible, really, isn't it? Considering even, I know things are different this season and fans aren't in the stadium, whatever, but if that was 9 out of 13 home games, you'd be saying it's incredible. To do in the Premier League, it's really good. So Everton are doing very well, I think. After winning at West Brom, they're the second now for most consecutive wins after City. It shows you what the league is like this season, with the teams trying to get runs together because everyone's kind of beating each other. Yeah. It's hard to get that momentum, and Everton have managed to get 3 big wins on the run. Yeah,
and of course, for trying to stand out and trying to make the move, it is important to get, back-to-back wins. We've seen a few teams do that, and it's propelled them up the league or kept them in contention. The likes of West Ham as well have done that. So, as you mentioned there, Chelsea brought in Thomas Tuchel when maybe the owner felt like Champions League was slipping away from them. Getting a Champions League place was slipping away from them, but very proactive, went out and got there. And when you look at their squad, the squad is full of top class players. You look at the bench, it's incredible. But as you were saying, there was a, I don't know what it was about them. They didn't have that little bit of steel or that little bit of organisation. Lampard had a particular way of playing. I don't know whether it was there was too much of a familiarity or whatever. I don't know what it was, but they brought Thomas Tuchel in, complete outsider. Someone who'd not excellent manager. Someone who'd not long been at Paris Saint-Germain. Obviously, got to the Champions League last year, the final. And like you said, it's a little bit like what we've been doing. Certainly away from home is keep it tight, and then you're going to have the quality to score a goal and about taking the chance. And I think that's what Chelsea have done in the last few games. They've done exactly the same thing. They've just gone places, set up to be tight, know that as long as the opposition don't score, they'll get a chance, and most of the time they take it. So they're similar to us in that kind of thing. They've got a lot more top players than we've got. They've been doing this for years. They've been building that squad. Last summer they went and spent a lot of money, and again that's probably one of the reasons Frank Lampard got the sack, as he wasn't making the most of those players. But Thomas Tuchel's gone in and he straight away they just look a more organised setup, and he's done little things as well. Taking people off after 20 minutes when they've been brought on, dropping favourites that thought maybe they had it too comfy already, and he's just probably sent a couple of messages out to the squad that I can change things around. You haven't got it comfy. It doesn't matter who you are or when you come in, how much it costs. I'm a disciplinarian, and I'm going to make it hard for everyone.
Yeah, he's an excellent manager. He's a manager who, as you know, I wanted back when we got Martinez. I wanted us to get Tuchel. Then he wanted the job. We didn't. We went in a different direction. He then went off to Dortmund and done well at Dortmund, but fell out because of the way he likes to do things. But he really fell out with them over the bombing incident, didn't he? Making them play the next day, and done well there, and he went off to Paris Saint-Germain and done well there.
Fell out with them as well.
Fell out with them. Yeah, I think he just likes to do things in a certain way.
Yeah.
And if that makes him headstrong and fall out with people, then it won't be long before he falls out with Abramovich, because he tends to do it. But I think they've got a good manager, and he's gone in and give them that steel, and he'd actually become the first manager in Premier League history if they kept the clean sheet on Monday to open the first 5 home games with clean sheets. And Chelsea do it, it'll be the first time since 2015 that they've done that. But that's when I think of Chelsea being really successful and strong. I always think of them being, I generally think of Jose Mourinho's Chelsea, which was defensive first, and then had that quality at the other end of the pitch. So they were always like such a tough opponent, because difficult to break down, and then it hit you with the quality that they've got in the final third, and they still got quality in that final third.
I think for us coming into this game, you know, we've got to be better, haven't we? We've got to be better than the performance against West Brom, the performance against Southampton. We've got to be better. It's got to be more in line with Liverpool. What we did at Anfield.
Yeah, and what we did at Old Trafford.
The second half. You know, because it will be tough. They're a threat and they're good defensively. So we've got to be really well organised, which we have been. We have been doing that, but we can't turn the ball over as many times as we have been doing recently, because quality sides will hurt you. And you know, Carlo Ancelotti says, you know, his worst game as Everton manager was at Chelsea. Yeah. You know, it was like basically a year ago, wasn't it? To the day, 4-0. They battered. It was the last game before the lockdown, and they took us to bits, didn't they? They really did. And even though on that day, funny enough, it was like William and Ross Barkley that really did the damage on that day. And those two players don't even play.
Obviously, Mason Mount opened the score, didn't he? But yeah, they destroyed us.
So we have to be so better in possession, because good sides will hurt you. And with playing a side that, like we're saying, it's about not losing ground. I mean, if we can't win this game, don't lose it. Don't lose. And I know that's easy said and done, because they are a good side, but don't lose it, because at least if we can keep them where they are now, then we go on to the next game and the next game after that. And I think that's for me, looking at the season, going, you know, the end of the season, we've got a lot of winnable games that we have to win. But the likes of your Chelseas, the likes of even a Spurs, West Ham away, they've got a really good home record. It's about not losing those games. Don't lose against people can get an advantage on you, and then go and win the games we're supposed to win, but certainly haven't been winning as such. You know, the games at home against lesser sides or whatever. So, you know, we've got a few days now, and you know,
Chelsea are a point ahead of us. We've got a game in hand. So
exactly.
If we don't lose the game, and we win our game in hand, then we're above them. And that's how you have to look at it. And this is I think Everton in general have done this very well away from home. It's big games, you know. One of our best performances away from home is probably Leeds. The way we managed to keep out a very busy team, shall we say, a team that's everywhere and attacks in waves, and we defended brilliantly, and when we had the opportunity, we put the ball in the net, and we should have made it. I mean, Dom really should have made it 3-1 at the end of that one. You know, Wolves went to Wolves, which was a tricky game at the time with no strikers, and we won the game, stuff like that. So they have been switched on. Leicester away was a big one. We went to Leicester, and you know, it was a huge game for us, and we haven't been in amazing form, albeit we had just beat Chelsea a few days earlier. You know, and we had to defend properly, and the way we played against Chelsea at Goodison, you know, we had to be on our mettle. We had to defend properly. They had lots of quality players out that day, coming at us from all angles, and we defended really well, and we had to. And we'll have to do the same, because we know it's not a happy hunting ground for us. We know that. But what we've been doing this season is starting to chalk off a few of these ridiculously long records. You know, we won at Anfield. You know, we got a good result, won at Spurs, drew at United, you know, won at Leicester. So teams who were up there, Everton have gone and got big wins there, and you know, to win 9 of 13 away games. You know, Chelsea come into it, and the good thing about this game is that they will have had the same amount of rest as us from this one. You know, we're talking about Everton's performance at West Brom wasn't great, but we played 3 days before, And we had 7 players out of that West Brom game, albeit not all first team starters, but we had 7 players missing where the manager could have moved things around. So the West Brom game for me was more about just trying to get the win by any means possible. It's frustrating when you're watching, it's not nice to watch on the eye, but it is what it is, and it's results of it. You know, would you take going to Chelsea and playing crap and winning the game 1-0 or 2-1? Of course you would, because that means you'd be sat here going, what a great result. Yeah. You know, and that's what it's about. And Chelsea, just talking about how Tuchel's changed it there, I mean, this is what played it slightly different to what Lampard's done, but this is the lineup that they had at Anfield the other night. Rudiger, Christensen and Azpilicueta at the back, and then Chilwell and Reece James as the 2 wing backs, and then Jorginho and Kante, a little bit more of solidity in the midfield. Werner through the middle, which is a little bit of a different change, but he'll know from his time in Germany that Werner can play through the middle, and obviously Ziyech and Mount just off them, and it was Mason Mount who got the winner at Anfield. And Timo Werner, real threat with the pace, but we've got Ben Godfrey who is equally as quick. He's playing centre back, so that's a good one for us if they go with that. They could also bring in Olivier Giroud, of course, who was sub at Anfield the other night, and he'd be a bit of a different threat, but again, Michael Keane suits that, so I think we're set for that. One area that we'll have to be really careful will be the likes of Ziyech getting on the ball and Mason Mount dropping into those pockets of space, and that's why having Allen back is important. Hopefully Tom Davies will be there or thereabouts for Monday. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Everton hoping to have James Rodriguez back in the squad for Monday as well. So we'll have to be defensively well organised. We'll have to be defensively solid, but we have done that. And it'll be about the manager picking the right team, I guess, to do the job. Because what you want to do is you want to make them have to think about you as well. Because I don't think we can go there and sit back and just take 80 minutes of pressure, and hope that we can nick something. But we have to carry that threat as well.
Ultimately, at this stage of the season, they're going to see us as a threat. As you just said there, we're right behind them, and they're going to have to pay us respect because of our away record. It's been fantastic. And like you said, going to Anfield, going to Old Trafford, going to Tottenham and getting Leicester getting results. So they're going to have to, and hopefully we turn up, and hopefully we, because it's, I suppose, it's always been these kind of games that have let us down, and in many ways over years it's been like, it doesn't really matter because it's against a top 4 team and that's not really anything to do with us in a way, or that's a game, give that one, that's a freebie and all that. But it's not this season. There's no free hits. We said I think we said it when we played Manchester United and probably when we said Liverpool. They're not free hits when the people you're trying to catch. You look at that top 4 and okay, people can turn around and go, well, Everton don't play great football or they just do enough. But it doesn't really matter at this stage. If you're doing just enough to win your 3 points and you're doing that most games, then you're also doing something right because you've got a way of doing things.
I said on the match reaction after West Brom is that we can focus on the fact that we're not playing fast flow and attacking football, and I do. When I'm watching it frustrates me that we, instead of attacking, we'll turn around and pass it back. But the one thing you have to laud is the way we defend. Is being able to defend. Years ago, for all of that, 1-0 to the Arsenal and all that. George Graham team was built like that. Jose Mourinho, brilliant Chelsea side, was built. Went to Chelsea many years on the run, and they beat us 1-0 over that. They just do enough, or they come to Goodison and grind out that win, and you were like, they were crap, and you were like, they've just won the game. Yeah, they crap. They're brilliant at defending. Yeah. And you'd have to, so we would tend to laud these attacking teams that score loads of goals, but are letting, the credits I've heard Leeds, no disrespect to Leeds, but the credits I've heard Leeds get this season, who've been chased all over the place in some games, because they had 20 shots. They got 5 in, but they had 20 shots. You can laud defensive displays. If you're a team that can go, well, we're confident enough to sit back and let you come onto us because we'll pick it off. Counter-attacking football. We've said it many times. Leicester City won the league with 28 or 24% possession average in 2016 because they did do that. They sat back and then just banged it long, and Vardy run on, scored and had a beat. They wouldn't do anything else in the game. They just do enough to win the game, and you sometimes have to give credit to that as well. they're ahead of us in the development. I read you the subs at Anfield the other night. The subs at Anfield they had was a team. That you'd look and see that team and go, tell you what, they'd give a lot of teams a game in the Premier League. They were their subs. So we know squad-wise, they are well ahead of us. We're trying to get towards where they are. But the actual fact of the matter is, they're 1 point ahead of us.
Yeah.
Last season, they put a great run together to get in the Champions League places under Lampard. It's not like they're a gimme every season in the top two. They're a team themselves in transition with very good players. So Everton should go there and won't have any fears because you've won 9 out of 13 away games. So you'd be there going, this is a chance for us to win game number 10 while paying massive respect to them, which we will do. We will pay respect to them because they're a top side.
That's normally when we're at our best, when we have to switch on and we have to pay attention to what the other team and players have been given orders, and it's going out and doing it and not being sloppy. And like you said, it is the squad thing as well. It's, you know, these are the games when you need to have your better players available, and that's why clubs like Chelsea and you know, City, United, Liverpool are normally up there because they have those. They have a good team or a good squad when it comes to it, and that's hopefully now. You know, we've had players missing over the last week. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, certainly for this game, if we can get those players back, and I know it's always a case of you seem to get players back and then you lose other players, and that's where again that big squad helps. But yeah, so I mean, hopefully we can go there, and as I said, if we can get something out of the game, either way, then Chelsea are not getting away from us. We've got that game in hand, and we've got winnable games coming up. So
a point would be a good. I know we all want to win, and we're hoping for a win, and you're hoping that, but a point would be a good result for in that respect of they won't be gaining any more ground on us. They're right by us. A win would be amazing for Everton. It'd be tremendous. But just to show you the size of the task with some of the facts, Chelsea are unbeaten in the last 25 Premier League home games against Everton, winning 14 and drawing 11. Only against Spurs have the Blues had a longer unbeaten home record, which is 27. Only against Leeds have Everton had a longer winless away run in the top flight than they have at Chelsea. Chelsea have lost 3 of the last 4 meetings with Everton. As many as they had in the previous 15.
There you go, things turn round.
Everton looking to complete the first double over Chelsea in the league campaign since 1978-79. Said the thing about Tuchel, didn't I? Tuchel with the 5 things. Gylfi Sigurdsson has scored more Premier League goals against Chelsea than he has against any other side in the competition. Edward Mendy's kept 6 clean sheets in his first 10 Premier League starts, the most by a goalkeeper since Liverpool got Alisson. And the only one with more clean sheets in his first 10 starts was Petr Cech for Chelsea. And Everton boss Carlo Ancelotti is looking to become the first manager in the Premier League era to win away at Stamford Bridge, having managed Chelsea in the competition. He could be the first manager since Dave Sexton in 74-75 with QPR to complete a top-flight double over the Blues after leaving the club. So there's some historic
there's
things there to be done.
There's room for positivity.
No, but we've said before, and I said this going into the derby, is that this is the season to break these runs. And I know
get them
we're
done.
Talking about a really good side. We know they got loads of quality, but they're not invincible.
No.
So, I mean, if Everton could chalk this one off and there's no more 25 years waiting to win away games, who knows what that does to the mentality. But like you said before, if we can't win it, don't lose it. And if we get out with a point, it'll be a good point.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Hopefully we can continue the good form away from home. Go there and keep fighting for that top 4. Let's see what happens. Let us know your thoughts in the comments on this one. Are you optimistic, or do you look at it as a bit of a freebie? I don't think it is, because I think they're right there. They're right there. We can go above them with 3 points. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget, give this video a like. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you want more great videos. Daily live videos, exclusives, podcasts. Join us on Patreon. A forum. Join us over on Patreon. The link is in the description. It's also on the screen right now. See you later.